Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to show you how to convert your Claude Code into full-fledged ServiceNow application developer. This video is for everyone. Even if you don't know any code, you don't have to do anything. You just have to follow my tutorial. I will share the document as well so that you can follow step by step. First, I'm going to show you a teaser in which Claude Code is creating a UI policy for my application. Next would be a step-by-step tutorial in which first we will set up the environment for Claude Code. This is a one-time activity. And then what you will have to do is simply ask Claude Code to generate the application as you want it, and it will do it. And the full-fledged demo is at the end of the video. I will stress on it that please make sure to watch full video, because this video is going to blow your mind, and that how much Claude Code can do on ServiceNow, because it did for me. And that's why I wanted to share this. Enjoy. Create a UI policy to hide the source email field from the market research table. So first is searched how to create the UI policy using the skill. Now it understands how to create it, and now it is creating it. Basically, there is a field called source email. I want to hide it, and it has already created the UI policy. It is running now SDK build. I think it has already done that. Now it is deploying. So, and which is running now SDK installed. And once it runs, the UI policy will be created directly on ServiceNow. Let's check on ServiceNow. Okay, let's check on ServiceNow if the UI policy has been created. First thing, I want to check that if source email field is now not visible. And now I want to see what it has done in the UI policy. It should be pretty simple. Hide source email field from the market research form. And it has used visible false without any condition, because I want to make it visible false, like without any condition. That is actually pretty great. I love it. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you something big. I'm going to convert Claude Code into ServiceNow application developer, full-fledged. It can create a service portal, application, dashboard, table, business rule, flow designer, script include, UI policies, client scripts, everything. You just name it, it will create everything. Basically, what build agent within ServiceNow does, it can do all of that, okay? And you can have it on your system once you follow my video step by step. I am going to do all the steps in this video, okay? So you just have to follow it. Okay, let's start. So first thing, what we are doing, by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully configured development environment where Claude Code understands ServiceNow SDK. Okay, ServiceNow SDK is ServiceNow software development kit. Okay, through which you can programmatically create all the ServiceNow elements. Okay, so we are going to use that library to do all these things. And what I am doing over here is making sure that Claude Code understands ServiceNow SDK properly. For that, what I have to do, I have to create a skill. So a skill is basically a markdown file or an instruction file for Claude Code, such that it can understand what specific instructions. So ServiceNow SDK requires a specific instruction, so it may not have been trained so well on those information. That's why I'm providing examples and proper instructions as in in form of this skill. Okay, I'm going to provide you skills, all of that. Okay, so that you will don't have to do anything, but it requires certain prerequisites. First thing is, what you will do, you will install Node.js, ServiceNow SDK, Claude Code, authenticate SDK with your ServiceNow instance, create a Claude Code skill that teaches it ServiceNow fluent patterns, and use Claude Code inside VS Code to generate, build, and deploy a full application. This is the whole agenda of this video. Prerequisite, you should have a PDI. That's it. And another thing is, you should have a VS Code. You must have Claude Code. If you do not have it, go to Anthropic website and get a Claude Code. You need a laptop, and Node.js. That's it. These are the prerequisites. Everything is free except Claude Code. Now let's create a skill directory. So once you have the Claude Code installed, how can you know that if you have a Claude Code installed? You can just simply say Claude. Yes. And it will say that yes, welcome back to Shah. Okay. So that means you have Claude Code. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a skill directory. So I already have a skill called SNDev, but what I can do, I can create another for this. Okay. Now there is a skill called ServiceNow and references, and within that, as references, so ServiceNow folder has been created, and within that, references folder is also there. Okay, and you can follow Windows for Windows. Okay, and this ServiceNow, this is this so skill name of the skill is you can make it anything like ServiceNow Dev, ServiceNow SDK, whatever you want. Next thing is now we have to add the skills. Okay, most important is the skill. References is basically an extension. So what is a skill? A skill is actually the brain. This is the brain of the skill. It tells Claude Code how to what does ServiceNow SDK project look like project structure, what how to write a fluent code, so that it can create a table, flows, business rules. So you need to create these using Fluent. Okay, and what is the correct CLI command like build, install, transform, naming conventions, authentications, all that information is present in the skill. Let me show you what it looks like. Again, it is simply a so if I'll yeah, this is where I've downloaded it. It is simply a like text file or markdown file. So here you can see name, description, I was telling earlier. So like what is the authentication, different type of like format, what is package, what is in package.json, all those information is present in the skill. How I got the skill? I didn't get the skill. I created the skill by like creating multiple applications with Claude Code. I generated the skill like with it, so that I can make my Claude Code understand that where it was going wrong and how to troubleshoot it, how to debug it, and how to make the skill proper such that it knows what is happening. Okay, so and now the second part is and there are references. References is basically like if there are certain like patterns that you want Claude Code to understand. So these are like extra informations. So like how to add application menus, scripted REST APIs, UI pages, you can do all of that. Same thing over here, parallel execution of the flows and all. Okay, now what I have to do is first we have to copy. So everything that is there is present in my downloads folder, SN skills. What I want to do is I want to copy it in my so, Claude's ServiceNow skill folder. So whatever name of the folder that you have, you just have to put that name over here. Everything, and if you also have all the skills in in downloads, so you can keep it as it is. So now this file has been done. Second is the references. So let's add the reference. Again, change the folder name. If you want to keep it as SNDev, then you don't have to change it. Otherwise, change it. This is also done. Last one. Okay, this is also done. PowerShell commands are also there. If you are using Windows, you follow the PowerShell command. Now let's verify that all the skills and everything is present. Okay. Yes. So as you can see, this is SNDev. We have done it on ServiceNow. So okay, as you can see in the ServiceNow folder, all the things, all the fields, all the new files are present. Claude Code skill, ServiceNow Flow Advanced, Fluent Pattern, and skill. All three files are present. Now if you are using VS Code and like you already have started it, you may want to restart it. Otherwise, you can if you have not, means if you're just starting, then that's fine. Basically, restart your Claude Code. Do you know how to develop ServiceNow code application? So if it knows, it will see it is checking the skills, and it checked the ServiceNow skill. And yes, so yes, I can help you develop ServiceNow application using ServiceNow SDK with the Fluent DSL. See, so it knows now that how to develop ServiceNow SDK. Now the second part. For second part, what we have to do is we have to install Node.js and ServiceNow SDK. I already have Node.js, so I should probably, yeah, I already have. But you can simply use this for Mac. For Windows, it's this. So you can follow anything. Second thing is Now SDK. So again, I already have it, but you can check yours. Yeah, I already have it. Otherwise, simply use this to install it. Next step is authenticate to your ServiceNow instance. You can follow what I have written over here to do the authentication, or I will provide a step-by-step method how to authenticate using service means. You can follow ServiceNow documentation to do the authentication. Anything is fine. Okay, and you can then verify. Yeah. So here, okay. So here you can see there are aliases that you can add in ServiceNow authentication, and okay, I think this is, yeah. So as you can see, it already has my username and credentials and everything installed. So what is my host name, what is the type, and username and password is also there, and this is my default. Okay, and this is ATS admin. Okay, so once you do follow this step, you will get you can verify it using this. Okay. So now the third step. In the third step, what you have to do, you have to open your VS Code where the actual development will happen. And don't worry, you don't have to do any development. Only your Claude has to do it. You have already provided it all the skill it needs to do and create an application. But what do you need is you need so go, click over here and open terminal. Okay, so in the terminal, you need to create a project in which you will create the your application. Okay, yeah, and here you can name your app and make sure that where you are creating the project. I create it on desktop, so I'm going to use desktop, and then market dash research dash app. Okay, this is my name, and now market research project is created. So I can do is next one is I should change my application to that, and here also I can open desktop. So if I open desktop, you will notice that there is a market research app. That, yeah, market research app, the one that we just created. Now the only code that you have to do is you have to write this now SDK in it. What it is basically doing, it is initiating like your application. So it is going to ask you multiple questions like which template that you want to follow. So I mostly use boilerplate because it provides me all the components that it needs for the application. So I do that. Name of my application, marketing research application. Okay, and after that you can just click on enter. So this is the name of your npm package. Basically like after in your scope, this will be the name. So I'm okay with that. And do you want it scoped or global? I prefer my application to be scoped, so scope. This is your scope name. So suppose if you want to add something over here, you can add it. Otherwise you can just simply say okay, that's fine. Now it is done. And first thing is if you don't want to build anything, you can simply say now SDK and build. As you can see, this application has been built. And now if I just want to like directly see that whether this like something was created on my instance or not, I have to run it npm install, which will install this built application onto ServiceNow portal. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, you don't have to write npm install. You have to write now SDK installed. Okay, so that was the issue. Now SDK install, and once you'll do, it will, as you can see, start in installation. Attempt to log into instance. Installation completed. Now, if you'll click over here in the instance, you will notice there will be two applications. Yeah, marketing research application is here. Now it will not have anything, so it will be like pretty empty because it is just yeah, there is nothing over here. It is just a boilerplate. But your Claude now has full like so what we have done, we have already done everything that it needs to set up the environment for its development. Now you don't have to touch it. All you have to do is you can start using Claude now. So this is just like you, once you open the project, it will just ask showing you that this is the structure of your application. But again, now you don't have to worry about these things. You have all you have to do is yeah, you start using Claude okay, so I want Claude to build a market research repository parser application. What it will do very simple thing. It will check for market research emails, parse them, get information, extract information out of them, and use HTML parsing using flows, and then create a record out of it. Okay, so very simple. But what it will need, so automatically ingest competitive market research email, extract structured competitor data from HTML body, stores it as a individual searchable records with zero manual entry. Okay, so this is the high level flow. Inbound email triggers automatically two records are created. One is the email data archive table, one seed record in the market research table. Business rule fires on the seed record after insert. Business rule parses the HTML body, extract every table from the email table, and seed record is updated with the first completed data. Additional records are inserted for the each remaining completed. All records is parsed true, so BR does not refire. Use browser structured data. I think this is the whole thing, and there is like this document has everything in very format, but we don't have to provide all that information. What we have to do is now let's just make it bigger because we are going to use Claude to do this automation. So we'll just simply say Claude, and then I'll ask, can you build a application which does the following? More information. Oh, sorry. Skip. So I've already provided all the information over here. What I can do is I can provide like more maybe the structure part, and the summary. Yeah, it's fine. I think this one we can provide something like this. Okay. So here you can see it is using SNDev skill. First, it is checking the current project trajectory, and here it says that yeah, the scope is this. Let me check existing source patterns. So it is checking everything. Okay, official SDK example, and this is where it is actually using. See, it is using GitHub ServiceNow SDK example to really understand how to create the flow, business rule, tables, all of that, and how it knows that where to check from the skill. So skill has all this information. Okay, so it is going to take its time, and I will not say that it will do it everything like correctly for the first time. It may like get errors, but it will troubleshoot it by itself and then provide the result. Okay. Okay, so it started working on it. I think it got into a loop now, but as you can see, it has started. First, it had created the folders. Now it has first written the flow email. This is the flow, and then business rule. There are two tables: email data, another table market research. There is a flow called inbound email parser, and then there's a business called market research parser. And yeah, and where you can see on the system, so you can see it over here. So within the fluent you can see that there's a business rule present over here, flows present over here, navigation application menus are also there, and tables are also here. Okay, so yeah, it now it what it wants to do, it wants to build it. Sorry. So as I said, it is not perfect. It will go into issues. You will have to work with it. But the best thing about it, this work, which should have taken like weeks to do, it is done. It has built all of that now. As you can see from here, build is complete. Now all I have to do is now SDK install, and once I install it, everything that we created over here will be moved to ServiceNow. So let's see. No, successful. Let's check on ServiceNow. Hi everyone. So now let's check that if the marketing research application, as you can see, that everything that we have built over there is present over here. We have the flow, which can like extract information from an email. We have a UI policy. We have two tables. One contains the email data, and another contains the extracted information from that email. And then there's a business rule which extracts information from the email, from the email data. There is application menu, there is a list, there is a module. Everything is present over here. Okay, now let's test it. So first thing is we will check the modules. So here, if I write here market research had both the like tables present over here. It I've already tested it once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete existing record, and so that there is no confusion. All right, and here as well, delete. Okay, so now there is nothing in both the tables, no data. Now what I'm going to do is I already have an sample email which I showed you earlier, and this is the inbound action, and the flow. And here you can see it has the subject contains market research, which is good. It is creating two records and updating different fields in the record, like sender, subject, body HTML, past status. Everything is coming uh, from this. So let's test it. Star market. Okay, let's run it and check the flow. And flow ran successfully. That means we should have now our email record. Now email record is present over here. So let me just open it. And as you can see, it has the proper email information and the table which we want to extract as a separate record in the market research data. Okay, so the subject is there, email, parsing, everything is there. Now in the market research table, we already have 4 records created, and for 4, so for these 4 table which are present in the email, we already have the records created with all the information out. So what are the key insights? What are the competitors? OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, Cohere, Vertex AI, key insights, market share, NPS, pricing tier, Q&Q, growth, segment, everything's here, which is brilliant. I just love it. There is, and how the parsing actually worked. Parsing happens through this business rule, and it has this condition that is parsed is false, and insert and update, it runs on insert and update. And here you can see the whole code for actual parsing the data, and then it also has a code for creating the records for the competitors. So everything is present over here. This is absolutely amazing. I love it. Yeah, I think that is all. Let me know if you have any questions.